Greetings, my name is Perry, and along with my co-hosts, PK and Sonny,
How you doing?
we'll be staggering through this episode of Mercy TV once more with feeling.
While we rehearsed.
This is our COVID-19 series, part 6, 7, I'm losing count. And here we are, socially distanced and disinfecting everything within a 6-foot radius as we gather to get the information, news information out to you, the people. And PK.
My garden is starting. I got seedlings that came up. The clones are that. I got some more clones from another fellow grower. We're cleaning out the garden, getting the irrigation situation for the overflow from the fish tanks that I have. I have several goldfish or carp in a 50-gallon, 4 50-gallon containers that overflow into the garden by a hose. And grow the sweetest cannabis in the valley.
Excellent, yes. A lot of folks can testify. Number of patients and other caregivers that you network with can testify to that, I think. So.
But with the state government changing the rules for growers and patients are limited in what they can have.
The program right now has been gutted by laws so that it's a shell of its former self, and the patients are taking it in the, in the sensitive areas there, and they're the ones suffering, and there's no good reason for the changes. They were all based on reefer madness lies, if you will. A lot of misinformation and downright untruths projected by people like the Oregon State Police, sadly.
The taxes that they wouldn't be collecting on.
Of course, I blame the legislators who took their, quote, information at face value and didn't question it or seek any kind of proof or corroboration. In any case, the laws were changed. It's much more difficult to be a grower for a medical cannabis patient. It's difficult for a medical cannabis patient to grow for themselves. Much less for a caregiver to take on multiple patients. And to change the laws, it's going to take us to change the legislators. I mean, we can try an initiative to get the thing to, OMA Part 2 or something like that, but it shouldn't have to be that way, Another thing about the program, and we've been dealing with the price increases, the change to, the limit the number of patients, the number of doctors, the number of growers, and the things we've been trying to work on, we're not even getting close to, like being able to add a condition.
Yeah, fortunately, a long time ago, Nurse Ed went, and it went all the way to the legislature, where they said PSD was a liable condition to be on the program. And that took months.
And we couldn't get it through the committee that was formed to oversee and work to get these things in, And it took an act of Congress, of the state Congress, to make it happen, with all the campaigning and stuff and it shouldn't be every time we add a condition, it's got to be an act of Congress. It should be which is a political thing, It should be doctors and scientists saying, yeah, this is worth trying.
The first director of the OMMP should have kept her job. It would have been a lot different, hopefully at this time, but some reason she got changed, and then was it Grant was the next
They came
one?
in, yeah. No, there was a couple of ones before that. The one right after her was a real prohibitionist, really hated marijuana and was anti to it, along with frequently stating her disbelief that cannabis had any medical value. And the people that's there now are much better.
Yeah.
I wish I could say they were neutral on it, but they're definitely anti. They definitely have to have it explained to them that cannabis is medicine each and every time you have a discussion about it at all, no matter what. Especially when you talk about the amounts of cannabis that people a patient needs, and the quality. It's always an uphill fight. There's never any credence given to what's said. It's never like the next time around, okay, well, we already proved this. No, you didn't prove anything. You had to go through all the arguments all over again. And that's not medicine, that's not science, that's not compassion, that's not humanity, that's bureaucracy. For bureaucracy's sake.
And you could see episodes in the priors of these meetings that I filmed, and you could see how backwards they were, and nothing got really accomplished, but they had a meeting.
Yeah, it was more to, and it was set up by legislators who said that it was best that these things go through here and not come to them, because we kept going through hearings, and stuff, and it was just it was kind of a lie. It was a side. It was meant to distract and take off energy and everything, and to divide us.
And that's the key, is the energy. We need to keep the energy going, because the energy is what keeps us going. And a long time ago, bro, is what all of the energy is what keeps us.
That's why we're still here, trying to form.
Thank you, guys. Because you know what? When people, and you see them, and you... Well, no.
Right on, yeah.
So you know. Man. Help them. Help them.
So,
Don't be bad to them. Help them. So they know.
Okay.
Be good to them. Be good to them.
So, help yourself, though,
Yeah,
first,
but tell them, bro, help them.
So that helping to make the medical cannabis happen is not just helping other folks, but it helps yourself. Just like getting rid of cannabis prohibition is. Because
Be good to you.
well, a lot of folks say, hey, I don't do medical cannabis, what's it to me? I don't know these people, who cares? Well, you should care, because there's a lot of expense,
Now that was called a curveball.
to keep it
fastball.
suppressed.
That's called a fastball, curveball, curveball.
A lot of your tax dollars are spent in cannabis prohibition, so that's a
Fastball,
waste of
curveball, and it comes back at you.
your monies.
police resorts.
And we're losing the benefits that these people
Okay.
who are going to
Fastball,
jail and
curveball,
stuff.
and it comes back at you.
Right, man. So
Time out. And it comes back at you. What would you call it?
I don't know, bro. What would you call it?
What would you call it?
Back at you, I guess. I don't know. Dang it. Okay, cool. So
Have you ever seen a ball come back at you?
the ball come back at me off the wall and shit. Yeah, so cannabis though, bro. Yeah.
Okay. Pardon.
So like
Sorry.
we were saying before, there's some folks out there saying, you know, I'm not a medical cannabis person. Why should I care? I don't know these people. Why do I care about them? Stuff like that. And it's because of the expense of the war. It's the loss of productivity of these folks who could go out and have a life and contribute to society, but they're not allowed cannabis, much less to, you know, practice it in the way that's best for them in there.
It's
right?
an alternative medicine to the pharmaceutical drugs that the physicians would feed us.
Well, the opioid industry. I mean, they just got done screwing America, killing them, getting buku bucks and all.
Again.
And all part of their campaign was suppressing cannabis, suppressing the truth about cannabis. Because with that powerful machinery, they also suppressed the truth about the opioids. You know, and
somebody
only
was
now
in
it
there
bubbled to the top and
In the
exploded.
kitchen,
So.
somebody was in the kitchen saying something about morphine, and I told them, don't say that about morphine. I was on morphine for 5 years because they were going about morphine. I said, dude, don't say that about I was on morphine for 5 years. Fuck, if I would have known about cannabis, fuck, I wouldn't have did that. You know, they wanted to say something about,
Right. Well, that's why we're here, to educate folks about
And
truth on these things.
encouraging you to vote for the right candidate.
Mm-hmm.
And don't be scared.
Definitely, because that's how we're ever going to get change in anything. Is by people registering, voting, and getting everyone they know to do so also. And you know, get to the polls. I mean, it's not just get that ballot, you know, the registration filled out and mailed in. And you need to do that before the second Tuesday in October, by the way. But you want to make sure everybody you know does that, and then get to the polls. Or, as the case here in Oregon, get that mail in the mailbox.
And remembering to sign the document.
Remember to sign it out,
well,
fill
like
it
you're
out.
saying, get it done.
Yeah.
To do it.
Well, and help other
Do it.
people to get it done.
Or help them do it, or
You
to
know.
get there.
Some people going to have trouble get to the polls. Give them a ride, you know, stuff like that.
Please.
You want to make sure the voting is fair and volunteer to work in the voting precinct process.
Help
there,
them
you
get
know?
there. Help them get there. Help them get their letter, get there. You know, be successful.
And felons can vote in the state of Oregon.
To Oregon voters to.
It's not that hard. Help
No.
them be there. Help them be successful. It's not that hard.
Yeah. We were saying also channel 23, also where you can see segments of PK's My Garden, and also visit our website, mercycenters.org, click on the TV link, and you can see our archives there for more My Garden and Mercy TV shows, as well as other filmings of Mortitude. You can see an interview with LV Musica on 420, no less. So
Yeah.
Well, and thank you to all the people at CCTV that have been so good.
Helpful.
about 2 minutes. So
Okay. So, thank you for Mike, Shauna, and Germa, Donna, Janet, and the other members of the Mercy Center over the years, and CCTV for all their help getting the message out. Have fun and go fly on a kite on a windy day. Happiness, my friends.
Sonny? Any last words for our
Well, yeah, just thank you. You know,
viewers?
it's, back to not forgetting Alan. Alan's such a good man.
Alan, the head guy there at CCTV.
To support us.
Right on. So visit cctvsalem.org to find out more about them. If you're in the Salem area, they're a service that's provided to you. You can come and utilize their facilities and services. The basics really are at no charge. Although they would prefer that you take classes on so that you don't break their equipment and so
Yeah.
forth.
And you could get back issues or see back shows that we've done. And no,
Right on.
enjoy life.
It's all of it, you know.
Feel free to contact us through our website. Send us an email. We'll try to get back to you there. And don't forget that donate button. And we'll see you next time on Mercy TV, I guess.
Next week, my friends, be safe. 6 feet away.
Oh, wait, I think we got a little more time. Sorry. Yeah. We got about 11 minutes, sorry.
11 minutes.
Well, back. Ah, just kidding.
Well,
Testing you. I hope you didn't turn off your sets yet. So, yeah, we got till 3. That'll be the thing there. So, great. Now we can talk some more. It's May here in Oregon at the time of this filming. We were talking about getting your garden ready. And,
getting the soil prepared, getting the area cleared of any brush.
we should have it.
Keep it wet. You want to keep it wet.
Right, okay.
Not too wet, but you want to keep it wet. Don't let it dry up too hard. You want to make sure your roots, don't let your roots get too dry.
Right on. See,
Wow.
that's a very important little tip there. So, add that to your notes, folks. Visit our site for more information. Not just the website itself, but in the Mercy TV subcategory, we have some of my gardens there. It also shows you not just your grow tips, but what to do with your harvest, particularly in the making of your cannabis oils.
Yeah, you don't have to smoke it. You could combine it with butter or with oil. You can cook with it once it's combined with those substances. It doesn't matter the type of oil or butter, but the quality of the product that you start with means the quality of the end product. And you don't want to burn it or
Right.
overcook it.
Low temperature. One, you don't have to cook it. You can leave it, and
Right on. So that's an important thing to talk about with your doctor. That you don't have to smoke it. That you
Well, it
can make
depends
the
on
oil.
his liver, kidneys. It depends on the patient. What's wrong with the patient.
Right. As far as effectiveness.
Well, it depends on the patient's issues.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on the patient issue. It depends on what they have in their basket. See, everything works. See, these are the things, you guys. It all works. And the cannabis is all good. See, these are the things. It's all good. And the cannabis, so you do it all, and do.
Well, yeah. I think what Sonny is talking about there is that the cannabis is benign. There's no harm from it. It may work well, it may not work at all, but it certainly isn't going to hurt you. It doesn't have those negative side effects that Reefer Madness claims it does. It's not going to kill you. It's not going to cause cancer. It doesn't.
Well, man, don't let people talk you into believing you're going to end up in the grave. It's probably
Or in the hospital.
It's probably going to do you some good. In fact, it'll probably end up doing you really good.
Mm-hmm.
Probably do you some more good than you even knew about. See, that's what. Let's do that show next week.
Cool. Right.
See, we'll do that show next week. The bad stuff you had in the basket you didn't know about.
Okay. So that's something to tell your doctor about. And another item of the cannabis oil that PK was talking about is that it is used. It is made using what we refer to as cold fusion, in that there's no heat applied to it or used, and so there's no risk or harm of explosion as you hear about. I just heard on the news here recently about a big incident, a plant, an oil processing plant complete with butane, I believe it was in L.A., Los Angeles, California area. But there was an explosion and fire in Laws dealing with it. And, that just goes to point out that the mercy methods that we talk about generally, I mean, we have a web page for RSO if folks want to make it, which is what they're kind of talking about. But we also have pages for just making tea using water, the PK's cannabis oil, where you just let it sit. You don't expose it to heat at all.
Agitated often.
Bad stuff you thought wasn't going to happen, like from cannabis prohibition or
anything that was going to happen, that was you had in your basket, in your...
Absolutely. Well, that's kind of what prohibition is all about. It's a lot of bad stuff that, unfortunately, a lot of folks have seen it happening and they don't care. They still profit from it. So that's the thing we have to get over as far as defeating cannabis prohibition.
And that's by voting and making up your voice.
Right. We still have that power of voting. I mean, we certainly had it back in 98 when we passed the law for OMA. We also beat back a referendum. They were going to recriminalize, not only we were not going to let you have this, but Prohibition came in, thought they could get recriminalization of marijuana at the same time. And it was smacked down. And later on, times like when Ellen Rosenblum was running against that prohibitionist guy, I forget his name now, and she came out and said, hey, I'm for medical cannabis, made it a thing. And whomped the guy 64%, it was like a political landslide. So times like that are proof that we do have political power when we together, as a movement, as a force, as a body of people. Everybody talks to everybody in the grapevine, and we get that voter registration, we get that voter turnout, and these things happen.
Excuse me, but 91 we voted into, and the government or the state lied to us. They said they would not touch the medical program.
People just look at us though and they go, look at those guys.
Now the general public could have 4 plants if their house can have 4 plants in there.
So in a way, it's medical for anybody, for adults.
Yeah.
But it's a canard. It's a scam. They're sidestepping, and in fact now continuing to deny that cannabis is medicine and seeking to get rid of the medical cannabis program. And with it, things that are unique to the medical cannabis community. Edibles was made up for people who needed it in that mode. It wasn't just a stoner's trick and la la la.
That's the other thing. They say it's all a stoner's trick,
yeah. These things are more of what we're endeavoring to get out here on Mercy TV, and thanks everybody for tuning in. Big thanks to folks at CCTV for making it happen and all.
Oh yeah.
Thank you for Mike, Shauna, and Grandma Janet, and the other members of the Mercy Center.
TV crew through the ages, yeah.
You're still in our hearts. Take care, go have fun, go fly a kite, and enjoy yourself.
For more information about Mercy TV and other action items by Mercy, the Medical Cannabis Resource Center, visit mercycenters.org. Thanks.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time on Mercy TV.
And it's all up to you, my friends.
Thank you.
Remember, register, vote, and get everybody you know to do so also. Thank you. Thank you very much.